Well, last week, Dr. Craig Moffitt of the Mabin Medical Clinic and the Webster County Sheriff's Department delivered trauma medical kits to East Webster High and East Webster Elementary School.
These kits include a tourniquet, compression bandages, medical gloves, and gauze, and they're intended to help keep someone from bleeding to death. Those kits cost about $20 to make, but they could mean the difference between life and death in a crisis. Stephen has more.
This small, inexpensive kit will save a child's life.
4 minutes. That's about how long Dr. Craig Moffitt of the Mabin Medical Clinic says it could take for someone to die from major bleeding.
We have some amazing first responders, but if there's only 2 or 3 of them in the county, and we got counties that takes 30 minutes to get from one side to the other.
However, Dr. Moffitt says blood loss is the most preventable cause of death in a trauma situation, which is why he joined forces with the Webster County Sheriff's Department to equip local schools to respond to a crisis.
So many times in education, people tell us what to do, but they don't supply us with the resources. And so this was huge to go, hey, this is what you do, and here is what you do it with.
With that in mind, Dr. Moffitt and the Webster County Sheriff's Department delivered trauma medical kits to East Webster High and East Webster Elementary School and trained the staff on how to use them.
The deputies and I actually physically had all the teachers apply a tourniquet to themselves, to someone else. We had them pack pretend wounds.
The tourniquet should be placed above the wound and then tightened until bleeding stops.
Once the bleeding is no longer occurring, you would lock this down, put the time step over it, and put the time you applied the tourniquet. The time you apply the tourniquet is very important to the doctors at the ER.
The training was also just as much about how to react in the event of a school shooting, natural disaster, or other emergency.
Oh my goodness, I don't even know if I can do it. Like, what? This is my baby, this is my child.
Compartmentalize it, find your issue, know what your solution is, execute your solution.
The Sheriff's Department gave them enough kits for the 130 classrooms across the 2 schools. That's about 1,000 students.
I would love for this to go statewide. I'd love for it to go nationwide. I think that this is a program that, as I said earlier, will absolutely save a life somewhere, sometime. And the bigger that it gets, the more likely it is to save multiple lives.
In Mabin, Stephen Pimpo, WCBI News.
And Stephen tells us the Sheriff's Department raised about $2,000 to create the trauma kits. They say they plan to continue working with the schools to provide other emergency resources and training throughout the school year.